Imagine an English king. He sits on the throne but does not rule the country. He has armies but cannot win wars. And in the end, he is betrayed by his own wife and deposed. This man is one of the most controversial rulers in English history. A life surrounded by betrayal, forbidden loves, lost wars, and one of the most gruesome death rumors of the Middle Ages. Today, I will tell you the true story of King Edward II. And this story is much darker and more dramatic than you might imagine. Edward II was born in 1284. His father was no ordinary king. Edward I, also known as the Spiked King of the Scots. He was harsh, ruthless, and disciplined. But his son wasn't even his father's son. In fact, he was the complete opposite. Edward loved people, not battlefields. He sought closeness and loyalty, not court intrigue. And in the Middle Ages, this was an unforgivable weakness for a king. Edward II was a weak king in this era. When his father died in 1307, Edward was 23 years old. The throne passed to him. But the problem was, no one believed he could truly be king. The name that marked the turning point in Edward's life, the reason he experienced all this, Piers Gaveston, handsome, intelligent, witty, and the man to whom Edward had been extremely attached since childhood. Do you know what Edward did first when he ascended the throne? He made Gaveston the most powerful man in the court. The nobles were furious because Gaveston was not noble, behaved arrogantly, and had completely taken over the king's ear. Some chronicles imply a romantic relationship between Edward and Gaveston. Others say this bond ran much deeper than politics. Whatever the reason, the result was clear. Gaveston now ruled England. The English lords demanded that the king send Gaveston into exile. Edward agreed, but only for show. Gaveston returned, and that was the last straw. In 1312, rebellious lords captured Gaveston. Without any trial, they beheaded him. Edward was devastated. But the real collapse was just beginning. King Robert the Bruce of Scotland was challenging the English. Edward assembled a large army. Everyone thought England would win. But the Battle of Bannockburn was a complete disaster. The army scattered. The commanders fled. The king fled the battlefield. This defeat destroyed Edward's reputation beyond repair. Now everyone whispered, "This cannot be our king." Edward's wife Isabella was the daughter of the King of France. She was powerful. She was intelligent. She was patient. But Edward ignored her. He found new favorites, Hugh Despenser and his father. The Despensers seized lands, oppressed the nobility, did not hesitate to humiliate the queen. Isabella waited patiently for her time, and when the time came, she declared war on her husband. In 1326, Isabella invaded England with her lover, Roger Mortimer. The armies did not stand by Edward. The people did not defend him. The nobles turned their backs on him. Edward was captured. In 1327, an English king was officially deposed. This was an almost unheard of and terrifying event in the Middle Ages. Edward was imprisoned in Berkeley Castle. A rumor began to circulate in history. According to the chronicles, to leave no trace on his body, a red-hot iron was used internally. Is this story true? No, but the imagination of the Middle Ages turned Edward's end into a legend. In 1327, the year he was imprisoned, it was announced that he had died. But some still ask, did he really die, or did he escape? Edward II. Was he weak? Did he love the wrong people? Or was he just born in the wrong era? He was no monster, but he lacked the ruthlessness required to be king. And history doesn't like weak kings. Do you think Edward II was a bad king, or just a man born in the wrong time? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. In the next video, we'll discuss another dark figure in history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.